Hey everybody, we're here at the Queen Rook Game Cafe with Edward Garcia. You want to introduce yourself? I mean, I kind of just did, but tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about yourself.
Thanks, Merle. I'm Edward Garcia. This is the Queen and Rook Board Game Cafe. We have a full restaurant, a full bar, and more than 1,300 board games, the most in all of Philadelphia.
That is a collection. What inspired you to create the Queen Rook Cafe?
We had visited this place in Montreal called Randolph's. In Canada, they're a little more common. So board game cafes are a thing in Canada and Europe and the rest of the world, but not so much in the U.S. And when I came back to the U.S., when I came back to Philly, I just really wanted to go to a place that I could go and have fun with my friends that wasn't like a bar scene. I know you're like, you know, probably more into the club scene than I am, but it's just not my thing, not my vibe. I just wanted to have a place where I could go and have fun with friends or family. And so we couldn't find a place. This is 4 or 5 years ago, and so we started to plan. And here we are. After being open for 2 years, we are super happy that people come here, whether it's for a kid's birthday or a bachelor party or an adult birthday party. They have fun.
So, like, what do you think if you could try to nail something down? What do you think is the secret sauce that?
Barbecue.
Oh,
Oh, you mean like what makes us special?
yeah. What makes you stand out here?
Yeah. Besides the barbecue, it is. I think it is that we are a place that feels really familiar but completely new. You come in here and it feels warm and inviting. And there's all these board games from your childhood, but also stuff that you've never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
People having fun like you've never really experienced before. So it feels new and old, friendly and exciting.
All right, so you've got like there are a ton.
A million games.
A million games.
I know.
Well, I mean, Edward told us how many that would, but it's more games than I've got. Like,
I know.
let's see. Can you recommend any of them to me?
There's a lot of good games here, but I really like this one.
Ooh, yeah. What's that?
It's very pretty, isn't it?
Yeah,
Santa Monica.
Santa
So this is like a
Monica.
super common game. So what's gonna happen in this game is you are trying to create the most appealing game in Santa Monica.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're playing with a friend, and
Yeah.
I guess I don't know if maybe it's a competition, but it feels very calming
Oh, that's
to
cool.
me. Yeah. So this is very relaxing. So if you want
Yeah,
like
you
a
get to-
relaxing night this would be a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much for the recommendation.
Of course.
Yeah, I don't like too many long games. Like,
I know.
Twilight Imperium, get out of here.
I
I don't have
know.
16 hours.
Exactly. You have a life.
Yeah, I do.
Right?
I like Space Diplomat is just not what I'm
Is
about.
that your thing?
Yeah, I like to
Okay.
read about that in books, not play
Not-
it,
yeah,
not
not
play
be
it
in
in
it
real
forever.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
thanks
think-
so much.
Of course. Anytime.
So I see you are using the Russian opening, Merle.
Oh yeah, is that what it's called? I thought it was the Persian split.
Ah,
Well, I'm gonna try.
we have to change tactics.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just move this guy right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? What are you doing?
Listen. I know as much as you do.
That's what I'm worried
I
about.
never said I was good at chess. I'm a loose cannon.
You are. I'm gonna do one of these. Ha
Oh. Wait, is that bad?
ha! Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get your knight.
Oh.
Or, as you've been saying.
Not my horse!
The horsey, yeah.
Oh no. I just moved you back.
I got you.
I parried.
You're like a genius. You're like Queen's Gambit or Queen's Goblin.
Queen's Goblin. I'm like an Anya Taylor monster.
I see I'm outmatched here. I give up.
No, we just started.
No, I could see the moves you were doing were just outclassing me.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna
Oh,
gonna go ahead and take my king.
don't eat this one like you did the last one.
Oh, I'm not going to. They were hard to chew. Okay, so Edward, the show is all about stories, and we read mostly short stories. But what is your favorite story? It doesn't have to be a short one.
I have a lot of favorite stories. Probably the one that first kind of drew my imagination was To Kill a Mockingbird. Honestly, I just loved I loved Jem and her brother and the Boo Radley and all of that. It's so real but unreal. It was, I love fantasy and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter and all that, but
Oh, yeah.
I think To Kill a Mockingbird to me was just, yeah, the thing that first drew me in.
Well, that's great. So, like, which came first for you, the board games or the cafe?
I think the board games. When I was a little kid, my mom used to drop me off at like Boys and Girls Club, and so I would learn to swim and whatever. But then they would also have like a board game room. So I learned to play chess there. I learned to play checkers there. I learned to play Stratego, and I loved it.
So was it hard to let people eat and play with your board games at the same time here?
Yeah, that's a question people always ask. Like, oh, is it okay if I eat and drink with these games? And in truth, if the games are not being played, I don't, the games are meant to be played. Yes, they will get used. Yes, they will get dirty. Yes, there will be a point where they're not playable anymore. But, it's kind of like that toys in Toy Story where you cry at the end because, like, if they're not loved, then did they live, And so these board games are definitely loved, definitely used, and will leave this life feeling better because they brought happiness to people.
So, you've heard of the story, The Most Dangerous Game, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, what is the most dangerous game that you have here?
Well, ignoring or, remembering all of the fatal Jenga, casualties that happen every year that go unreported. We'll kind of gloss over that. Maybe it might be either Don't Wake Daddy or Shark Bite for obvious reasons.
I mean, I feel like you could have Monopoly, but with hammers, and that's pretty dangerous right there.
Yeah, that is, we had to set up a metal detector for anybody playing Monopoly because of the Monopoly-related violence. But things have been pretty calm now that, the Monopoly truce has been declared.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I have a business idea for you. Have you employed a game goblin? Are you familiar with the game goblin?
Yeah. Well, we had a house elf for a little bit, and they were okay.
It's not very
But they kept
PC of
asking
you.
for clothing. I didn't know why. They wanted to be paid in pumpkins, even out of season. So I would be open to it, though. A game goblin sounds great.
Well, thanks so much for agreeing to interviewing.
Oh, this was highlight of my year.
Oh, man, me too.
And I'm
Me
not
too.
just saying that because it's we're in the middle of a pandemic, but this would have been good no matter when it happened.
Awesome. Well, so glad that you had some time to talk to us today, and we're gonna go back to the house now.
Awesome. Can I give you a fist bump?
Fist bump.
Awesome. Thanks, Merle. And see
Thank
you at
you,
Queen
Edward.
Rook Game Cafe.